The development of technology and its intense presence within our everyday lives has become key to the expansion and efficiency of our society. With the introduction of these new disruptive innovations came a new way for us to communicate, interact, and view each other, not just as individuals, but also as a society. We now call this basic technological way of communicating social media. Social media analyst Drew Hendricks cites the first recognizable social media platform as 6 Degrees, created in 1997. Today, we have thousands of social media sites available to us, including the most popular Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The ability to connect, share, and communicate with family, friends, and strangers is a part of everyday life. However, it is an initiative that has had an integral part in shaping the landscape of communication in our world. So why then is it surrounded by the ever-present stigma that social media is bad for society? This perception is easily formed and vindicated by the people who do not look at media content in context, decontextualizing their opinion and providing easy answers to complex issues. Stephen Harrington demonstrated a key example of this in our first lecture. Melinda Tankard-Rice, a media blogger, believed that Kanye West's music video to his song Monster increases decentralized and callous attitudes towards violence against women. Reese beliefs are an example of the media effects theory, where researchers believe exposure to particular aspects of media content can influence our behaviors in a certain way. James Potter, author of Media Effects, states that if testing this theory is conducted correctly, researchers will examine audiences after media exposure for changes in reasoning, beliefs, and attitudes, the results of which generally highlight the negative effects of the media. However, the validity of this test has often been called into question, most notably by author of 10 Things Wrong with the Media Effects Model, David Gauntlet. Gauntlet highlights issues within the effects model, such as basing its results on artificial studies and misapplied methodologies, its selectivity in criticisms of media depictions of violence, and its attempts to solve social media problems backwards. Each of these issues can be seen in Reese's reasoning and criticisms of West's Monster video. The article selects small portions of bigger picture in order to form an opinion that is decontextualized. Instead of looking at the root of the issue, for example, the people who are committing the acts of violence, Reese blames it on her selective media in order to prove her point. The article takes a huge societal issue and places the blame on a small section of media as a quick fix to a much larger problem, reiterating Gauntlet's concerns with the effects model. The ability of critics to supply decontextualized articles creates what we call a moral panic. This term was devised by the late sociologist Stanley Cohen in his 1972 book titled Folk Devils and Moral Panics. Modern sociologist Ashley Crossman believes that it refers to the widespread irrational fear that someone or something is a threat to the values, safety, and interests of a society as a whole. Social media gives us the ability to connect with each other instantaneously, and whilst there are many positives to this, it has become a key component in fueling moral panic within society. An example of moral panic created by social media is the new phenomenon of FOMO, or fear of missing out. As our lives are continually broadcast across social media platforms, people start to feel as if their life is inadequate compared to the luxurious lives portrayed in the media by their friends. Newspapers and other reports perpetuate this negative stereotype as a way to gain readership without providing any evidence or substance behind their claims. In conclusion, social media is not bad for society. We should not blame a platform for communication for choices made by humans. Violence, depression, and addiction within a society cannot simply be blamed on the introduction of social media. Critics of social media decontextualize their opinions in order to prove their point. From this, moral panic and mass hysteria surrounding the social media phenomenon is created. However, if we look at the positives surrounding social media and what it can bring, we can extrapolate how its benefits to society easily outweigh its perceived negatives.